Okeke. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, the Oracle, Ikenna Egono Obibi. I sincerely appreciate your efforts for Biafra actualization. This is Uchenna Okeke from Makurdi, Benue State, Nigeria. I want to welcome all of you, wherever you are listening from. Good evening from Nigeria, Africa. Good morning if you are in Asia. Good afternoon, those in South America. I welcome all of you in our tonight's broadcast, Voice of Biafra International. I sincerely want to appreciate all of you listening right now, and the remaining members of the crew members around, Uche DG from Accra. Please, can you say a shout out to our people all over the world? Uche DG, over to you.
Yeah, my able moderator, I greet you all the members of the crew. Our leader, Ikenna Egon, I greet you. This is Uche DG speaking right away from Ghana. I greet all the Biafrans, all the friends of Biafrans and leaders of Biafran, more especially Chief Dr. Rafu Wazirike, who made it today possible for me to gather to discuss on things that is happening in our land, on how we are going to progress. I am saying welcome on today's edition. Thank you.
Yes, in addition, thank you very much, DG from Accra, Ghana. I want to also thank you, thank our able leader, Chief Dr. Raf Wazirike, who has made this possible for us to be on air. If not for him, we wouldn't have been on air as you are listening through the Voice of Biafra International. So we say thank you so much, our able leader, Chief Dr. Raf Wazirike Ijele Igbo. May God bless you and continue to give you more wisdom to lead us to the promised land. Thank you so much. Yes, as we all know.
Yeah, please, I have to inform you equally. I have to equally inform you that Michael Kaha is online. Umar Martinez is there. I don't know if he's hearing us. And equally, Jude Chijok is online.
Thank you very much. You are all welcome, members of the Voice of Biafra International. I want to give room to Mike Okaha joining us from Germany. Please, can you say shout out to our people, to our listeners all over the world? Mike Okaha.
I know he's online, but if he's not having us there, you can also move on with Jude Chijoke.
All right, Jude Chijoke, please, can you shout out to our listeners all over the world? Jude Chijoke from Lagos, Nigeria. Hello, Jude, are you there? Mike.
Yeah, Jude, yeah, go on, Jude. Jude, go on, please. And of course, Richard, don't forget that Professor Etika is equally online.
Jude, okay.
Yeah, Jude, go on, please.
Thank you all, my superior.
It seems that you're having network issue over there in Lagos.
Yeah, go on. I don't know what's the problem indeed, but I know I think I said something maybe didn't get it. And Michael Kaha is now online, so you talk to him.
All right, Michael Kaha, please can you greet our listeners all over the world?
Good evening, fellow Biafrans. Good evening, my fellow crew members, the director of the moderator of the program today, Uchenna Okeke, the director of vobi, Deutschland, Ikenna Egon Obibi, my fellow crew members, Marcelino Ume, Uche DG, and host of other lecturers. Thank you for coming today. May God bless us, Biafra, and may God put more wisdom to our leader, over the weekend chief himself. Thank you, fellow Biafra.
Thank you very much. That is the voice of our brother Mike Okara from Germany. I want to welcome you, Mr. Chawe, and at the same time, Professor Echikara. I want to welcome you to our tonight's podcast. You are highly welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, as you all know, today we'll be dealing on the cut-off marks from Nigeria.
Yeah, Uchenna, please excuse me. Let me make it clearer to Prof, who is connected to us through a different device. Prof, our discussion for the day centers on discriminatory cut-off marks in Nigeria education system. A situation where a child or a pupil or a student in northern part of Nigeria would have 22 or 23 as score. This person will be given admission into a federal university because they are talking of quota system, in other words, employing mediocrity. But a Biafran child that scored 60 or 70, I'm just using the term like that, let us say, or even let me say 260, 270, or 250. This child is not offered admission either in government secondary schools or in the universities. But here is somebody who scored ordinary 22. Ordinary 22.
I'm not hearing anything.
Oh, but I'm hearing you clear, Dr. Gamba.
Oh.
Can you hear me now?
That's Makuka.
No, I think Dr. Gamba heard his voice. So,
go ahead.
In a situation where a northern child or puppy or whatever scored 22 average, this child is offered admission either in government secondary school or in the university. While a Biafran child has scored 240, 250, is not given the opportunity to enter university or even the federal government colleges. It's quite appalling. I remember few years back, a Hausa child from Kano or Katsina, this particular pupil sat for JAMB examination and scored 123. 123. Let the word here, 123. Unfortunately, this child could not get admission that particular year. The following year, his own father took past JAMB results, went to JAMB office, and because the registrar was under the influence of the Hausa Fulani people, this child was offered admission with expired JAMB result. I know what I'm saying because the director of computer department, I have to say, is a cousin of mine. So I knew what happened as I keep on knowing what is happening. Why the Biafran child that scored 270 that particular year could not get admission, a northerner with the past result came with 123 and was offered admission in the federal government university. These are some of the things we are discussing. Then, are there ways we Biafrans can devise our own education system to accommodate our people? Apart from this, sirs, I have made it abundantly clear, like everybody knows. Germany uses German language to teach their children and they become experts. They don't forget, they invent, they discover. America uses their native language to teach their own children. They understand, they apply them. In England, the same thing, English. In Russia, Russian language. In all the Arabic countries, they use Arabic language to teach their children. In very many other countries in Africa, they use their own language to teach their children. But here in Igbo land, in Biafra, in Nigeria, instead of using our mother tongue to teach our children, to make them conversant with the subjects, to make sure they understand everything, to to make sure that they learn and wouldn't forget again. At the end of the day, we continue to teach them using the English language nobody understands. I have told my people, if not that English language was used to teach me physics, chemistry, and probably biology, I would have been a scientist today. But because they use the language I could hardly understand, that is why today I do not know anything about science or technology. Take for example again, they coin the scientific names. In every biological material, there is scientific name. In every specimen, there is scientific name. When they give us these scientific names, you learn it, you understand in the classroom. Before you, as soon as you leave that particular classroom door, you have forgotten everything. Is that how we are going to succeed? What we are saying now is this: we have to inform our people. Everybody's language or mother tongue is very, very important. And this is what we are advocating, that is high time we started using our mother tongue to teach our children, for them to understand indeed what they are being taught in different schools. I remember in the years yore, when our parents and elderly ones used to tell us stories of long ago, during the moonlight nights, they would use our native tongue to teach us all these narratives. We listened to them, we heard. After we heard, we understood. And from that very day till even today, from childhood to adolescence, from that time to this particular day, everything they taught us still remains in our cranny, in our memory, and we can never forget. Why then can't we apply the same thing using our mother tongue to make sure we teach our people, we teach our children, for them to become experts in various fields? Come to Germany here. In every German school, from the kindergarten level to primary level to secondary school level up to university, everything is done in German language. Every material is having a German name. And that is why when they do something, they give you the best. So why can't we do that in Biafra land? Okay, so yeah, so
reaching to the conductor.
Okay, so thank you, sir.
We have a limited airtime. Let us use it productively.
Okay, so these are the things we have to discuss now, and I have introduced it to you, or you can take over from there, please. Our listeners are already there.
Thank you, Moderator Ikenna. Moderator Ikenna, I need to state, we all have our areas of expertise, and this happen not to be your area. We'll be diluting the quality of our education. Let me ask you, when you teach your children in Igbo language, do you have a job for them? Do you have a factory where they will apply that Igbo language? You are in Germany. Your biggest problem in Germany is that you don't understand Germany. And as a result, that is a deficiency.
Yes.
Nsukka brought the idea of teaching Igbo. That shows the quality of Nsukka University. Actually, in my alma mater, there's no university in Africa. So what are you talking about? Teaching children in Igbo language. Okay, give me the Igbo language for thermometer.
Yes, sir. Now, excuse me, sir. What I'm trying to say is we are supposed to be translating some of these things to Igbo language.
No, this is not your area.
Prophet, can I differ here?
Okay.
It's not a matter of if you learn Igbo, where are you going to apply it? No. It comes back, it all boils down to what we are fighting for.
No.
Boys down. Listen, if you, I don't know, I was
this is not your area. Just leave it. That's all. This is not your area.
No, yes,
you have your area of expertise.
No, sir. We are talking about area now. But we are talking about what?
Yes. When we will discuss this, when we are not, remember that we are not talking about educational policy here.
Yes.
Exactly. That's basically what you're talking about. That's basically what. Where are you going to employ all those people?
No, sir. Excuse me, sir. I disagree. Now, in Germany here, everything is they have their own German textbooks written in German language. The same thing they have in their German language, Russia has it in their own Russian language, Britain has it in their own English language. Now, differently, they study all this is their own language. It is only when they leave their shores of their own country, they go to that and make their own language. That's how they apply it. So we don't have
a job.
So, no,
you have a job. Do you have industry?
We don't have a central. We don't have a central language. We don't have a central.
No. And see, all I'm saying is, why not leave education alone? Let me tell you, in 1972, Nigerians who came to the United States were exempted from the common test in English language. They call it test in English language.
Yes.
Because they found out that we were very conversant in English language.
Yes.
But all the other African students, they are having problems in English language. So, diluting, saying let's teach them in Igbo, that's wrong approach to education. Why not discuss other things and leave that area? Rather, if you are an expert in this area, we all meet and discuss it. It's not good. You will now all the Nigerian graduates are coming to Europe to look for job. So how are you going to use Igbo to look for job?
It is because of the system we operate. How do Germans?
If you had all these Nigerian graduates coming from Nigeria with that could only speak Igbo, but how can they find a job in Europe?
Okay, sir. Let me tell you something. Here in Germany, we have Americans, we have British people who come here to work. They didn't study German language in their schools. They studied some of these subjects in their own language. But here in Germany, they are adapting. We call it adaptation. It is the same thing. The topic is the same, but learn it in your own language for you to understand and make you an expert.
No, you learn it in English language. You learn English language is a universal language. After English language, then you have French. So if you try to dilute our educational system, you want to throw Africans out of jobs.
Sir, I don't really agree. Sorry, please. I don't really agree that English is a universal language because right there in the United Nations, every head of state and government uses their own language to address the United Nations Assembly. They only interpret to others. So if English were to be a universal language, why doesn't Benjamin Netanyahu use English language to address the United Nations? Why is it that Arab nations don't use English language to address members of the United Nations? Even here in Germany, Angela Merkel, of course, so he call it, when he is addressing the United Nations, he uses German language. So, if we agree that the English language is a universal language, how come that all these heads of states and governments do not use English language to address us at the United Nations General Assembly?
Is that a question you have for me?
No, I'm trying to make my own assertion, sir. I'm trying to make my own assertion.
Hello, can I speak?
Yes.
Let me repeat. This is not your area of expertise. You're going to be diluting our educational system and create problems.
Okay, sir. Let us hear Umema Slino, sir, you are going to... excuse me, sir. We give you the chance to round it up, but let us hear from Umema Slino.
Hello, Professor Ejika.
Go on.
What we intend doing in Biafra land is correcting the wrongs that were done in Nigeria. Those wrongs that were done in Nigeria that led Nigeria nowhere, those are the things we intend correcting in Biafra, because we know that the moment we get them right in Biafra, it will lead us to somewhere. So, making reference that if you study in Igbo language and come over to Europe, whether you get a job, we don't intend training our people and send them to go look for job outside Biafra land.
Exactly.
We provide job for them.
Exactly.
There's enough job for them.
Exactly.
So that shouldn't be an issue.
Exactly. Sir, and let me make it clear again. Excuse me, sir. Thank you so much, Umema Slino. Excuse me, sir. Here in the United States is a different ball game. But in Europe, you discover that Africans are slaves. They are used as slaves just because they are here to look for white-collar jobs or to survive.
Okay, let me correct you.
Yes.
Not all Africans in Europe. I came to the University of Amsterdam.
Yes.
They were begging on me to get a job there. I said, no, I love America. I will go back to where I came from.
Because you came from America. You traveled from America to Amsterdam Try it from Africa to Amsterdam and see the difference. If you had come from
yes. The point is that you went to Europe. You went to Europe with a visiting visa. You didn't go to Europe as a student, European citizen. So that's a difference.
But
you went there with a visiting visa.
Sir,
you didn't go as a student.
Okay, sir. Excuse me, sir.
With H1 visa.
Sir, excuse me. Let me give you this. Let me tell you this. At present, let me be honest with you. I don't use Nigerian passports.
Okay.
Now, could you imagine? There was a time 3 or 4 years back. I wanted to teach English language in German school.
Right.
Now, when I applied, you know what they told me? That unless I sit for this one of the exams, they call it TOEFL or so, this TOEFL exams, that I will teach English in Germany. Reason because I am not a native speaker, either from England or from America or from Australia. That I'm not a native speaker of English. That is just my second language, which I learned in the university. So you are quite aware that the degrees I possess far more exceed this particular exam they want you to write. Just like asking me, somebody who has master's degree or BA Hons, you want to go and write advanced level for a reason that I am not from America or England. So this is what they said. But invariably, this particular degree surpasses this TOEFL. Then they want to go back to the background, to square one, to write it, just like asking me to write common entrance again, because I wanted to teach English in German schools. That is a discrimination.
You wanted to teach what? You wanted to teach what?
English language in German schools. Hold
on. Let me tell you what they meant. You're asking phonics skills. That's what they are looking for. If you are born in America or Britain, you have English accent.
Yes.
But if you trained in Nigeria, you have Nigerian accent.
That is true.
So that's what they were referring to.
And apart from that, we have the American English, we have the British English. Remember, some spellings vary between the American and the English language words. This I'm aware of it. But then, anyway, let me put it that way. It's still proper if we teach our children some of these things in our own native language for them to understand the rudiments. This is what I'm trying to assert.
Okay.
Now, Ikenna,
yes.
Ikenna and Prophet Ejika and the others who are listening. Here, I think we are, not that we are getting it wrong or we are putting cats before the horse. And invariably, that's what it means. All these things we are talking about, it's all about policy. It's all about a patriotic individual who understands these things being at the hem of ourselves. No. Now, in between anybody listening and knows better, correct me. Between 1976 or 79 and thereabouts, or I think principally under Mumbabe, there was an organization called Society for the Promotion of Igbo Language and Culture.
Exactly. It's true.
Now, this organization is government funded. Their duty, their remit was to find out Igbo terminologies for every other thing.
Good.
That is where they introduced Mahadum for university.
Exactly.
They introduce different terminology.
Exactly.
If we have a government that is working short and they want to convert scientific materials into Igbo language,
yes,
all they need to do is to Igbonize
it.
Some of them that we cannot have a resistance.
God bless you.
Yes. I said it in Russia. Some Russian words are origin of Latin, borrowed from Latin,
yes,
borrowed from French, borrowed from Spanish, borrowed from English, and so on and so forth. They mix them together and come up with their own. The same way, if you have a government that has foresight, they will borrow left and right, mix it up, come up with their own genuine decision.
Exactly.
When you are saying 1 plus 1 in English, okay, I will go to 2. Now, when you go to international dispute, they will interpret it. When I come from Russia, yeah, that is where I studied all my academic work. It was visit. There is what they call a UK validation council by the government agency. I sent all my degrees there to make sure whether because they were saying that no, they will not value it, it is not valued, they will not, it is not equivalent or not.
Yes.
I sent both my, because in Russia they study straight to masters, they don't have PhD. Anybody who studies in Russia, unless they have changed it now, until, and at 1993, I left there. They don't study stand-alone first degree BS. They match first degree and second degree together.
Yeah.
So you have MSc, and then you have your PhD, which I did. So when I came here, I submitted my master's degree in international relations and my PhD. So the UK authorities here to validate with all the transcripts, and I paid the statutory fee for it. They came back to me and said, yes, all of this are equivalent to UK standards. And because of that, I did not even bother to take any other further education here. Although, I must admit, I find it difficult to get positions or qualification or whatever job with those
certificates. Exactly. That is true.
Is equivalent.
Yes.
It's equivalent. But for the fact that I did not study their system, remember what I studied was the Soviet system with comparative international analysis, good, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
So bringing it to what we are talking about, we are talking about educational policy. I'm talking of the mixing things. Yes, Professor Jika is right. When you are talking about educational policy or whatever, you need experts to go into nitty-gritty. Yes. But what we are talking about is more or less a policy.
Yes.
Now, why we are not getting it is because we do not have a government. Because you do not have a government that has foresight, as Samon Bakwe did, as Michael Opara did. Since these two people left office, we have never had any other person you can reference.
Exactly. Exactly.
This is the only two people. And they left legacy that is still lasting till today. Golden Guinea Brewery, the presidential hotel that is in Enugu and Port Harcourt, is from Michael Opara's regime. And some other industries that is still existing today, those that they have not sold and all this thing, is from Samon Bakwe and so on and so forth. These are foresight leaders. They set up committees to look into the ways and means of developing language and introduce. If that society for promotion of Igbo language and culture had existed up to today,
yes,
this is the discussion we are having now. We would not be having.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
Sorry, sir. Do you know that Ghana is doing that now? Ghana is doing that right now. Ghana is now.
Okay.
Yes.
Agreed. Let me tell you one problem. University of Nigeria and Nsukka created. They are talking Igbo language. All the professors of Nsukka of Nigeria University don't understand what we call Igbo Union.
That is a problem.
Igbo Union language is not an official language.
That is a problem
it's not an national language. It's a language that you speak as an Igbo man, and every other Igbo person will understand.
Okay, sir.
None of them understands that. But look at listen to the president of Igbo Ohanese. He speaks Onitsha. To me, he speaks Onitsha. That is not Igbo language.
We have Central Igbo, sir. We have Central Igbo. We have Central Igbo, sir.
Well, don't call it Igbo. They call it Igbo Union. Igbo Union. That's a language that unifies all the Igbos.
Excuse me, sir.
It is called Igbo Union.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
It is called Igbo
language.
Good.
Depending on which Bible, are you talking about King James?
There is one Igbo language.
Bible, exactly. Agree.
No, I think King James. Are you talking about King James? Yes, I've read King James.
Listen, Martin. I
Yes.
as King James or this thing is
We
in
got
English.
Bible. Yes.
As in the Igbo Bible.
Yes.
Bible in Igbo.
Yes, I have read it.
Good.
I read Bible in Igbo.
That is Central Igbo.
Good. Exactly.
That is Igbo Union. That's not Central. That is Igbo
No,
Union.
no. That is Central Igbo, and this is what we are saying, that we have to
Central
translate most of the
Central
Central
Igbo
Igbo.
to confuse it. It's Igbo Union.
With due respect, you are confusing us. You live in America. West Coast,
Forget about
West Coast version of English is different from different from East Coast. I live in England. I live in England. It's different from those in the north, but we have one standard English language.
Hold on a little bit.
Hold on, we're debating an issue.
Central Igbo is different from
Okay, excuse me, Prof. Prof, excuse me.
I think we are
Prof, excuse me. Don't take him back. Don't take him back. I don't know. You heard this Isiako Dranala by T. Ubesie. Isiako Dranala by T. Ubesie.
Isiako Dranala, yes.
Good. Now, when you read any Igbo Chinese gonna this book, how what happened during the Civil War, and Edena Central Igbo language. If you read this book, you enjoy reading a novel. Imagine what happened during the Civil War. You will be in better position to take the person. This is Isiako Dranala by Chukwubesie. So this is what we are saying. Some of these is written in different languages, but other countries translated them to their own language to make sure that their own people understand what they are talking about. And that is why they are always in the front line when you talk of discoveries and inventions. I gave an example before.
No, that is not the reason.
No,
it's
part of it. We are talking about this discriminatory cut-off marks in Nigeria.
Again,
yes.
Hold on a second, when you introduce some distance, okay, there are some distance you introduce some topics or what you already know the answer. These are part of the injustice, the discrimination, all these apartheid, the politics, anything you like, we are trying to fight. So it doesn't want to be debating about. We know it. We know that it exists. We know that Hausa, Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani will go there, they control everything. Whatever they want, then we get. You are not controlling everything. You cannot get what you want.
And that's the problem.
There to debate.
Then what do we do? What do we do? Must we allow it to
continue to fight to get our own autonomy, to get our own independence, to change things to suit ourselves? Simple as that.
I want to come in here, please.
Yes.
I want to come in here, please.
Mike, yes.
Yeah, when we are talking about this language issue, so Professor Jirika made a point at the early stage. I respect that point. Germany is not Biafra. Germany has an established institution already. In a point that we are trying to build up a Biafra that will be enviable to others and to match up with other modern countries, we should also come to go down into our culture and come to know that Biafra alone is not just evil. These are the kind of commentaries we will make it other little ethnics in Biafra will be afraid.
No, Mike, excuse me. Mike, you misunderstood me. We are not saying that we are going to impose Igbo language on any other part of Biafra that don't speak Igbo. No.
Yeah,
Igbo can use their own. Every can use their own. Yes.
Listen now. Making it as a central language that will be used in teaching in university or in school. Then what do you expect the people that will be in the school also to do?
Well, these are issues. That's why we are here. That is why we are here to understand ourselves.
Yeah,
because
this is what we are in the area, and this kind of a thing will be making others. Let us just make it in the way.
No, Mike.
Let us start it by the
Mike, please.
No. Wait.
Yes.
Let us just look at it that this way. That let us define Biafra, where our cut-off mark will be acceptable. We go from the northerners and go from the
Yes, online. Yeah. Michael, you know what we're saying? People submit these topics and we debate and find solution. just like Prof is there, Dr. Gamba is here, they know better than we do. So when we introduce topics like this, they put us through for our listeners to understand. Like as we are saying now, people are saying that they would like Igbo to be used in all our schools. Now it's better it's good for us when Prof and the Dr. Gamba give us their better ideas and we follow it up from there. That is why we are here on radio. We are not imposing anything on anybody, please. We are here debating.
No, I know, but the way other listeners will understand is not the way the Christians will understand it. You know, like Dr. Egemba said a word. I will say that Professor said also, you know, so looking at it, when somebody is listening from this program, maybe somebody is in Uyu listening to this program, and you can imagine the kind of shock of fright he or she will be looking at the picture of Biafra.
Yeah, we understand it anyway. We are not imposing Igbo language on any Biafra nation. Never. We are not doing that. Never. I'm going to hear Dr. Mbakru. Ima, for the first time in record history, the word Mahadum became a public role. Everybody, when you talk of Mahadum, everybody at man or university.
Yeah.
That word is all embracing. It was coined during that time.
Was not that the founding of the own committee for the Igbo language?
No, there were other things, but he just used as an example. So, even when there was some English terminology, saying with Igbo equivalent, they were asked to find Igbo equivalent in all these things for ordinary person in the village to understand what they're talking about. So that time, listen to IBS or IBC as of then, all this Anambra broadcasting, once you hear Mahadum, and nobody will forget. So we are saying that there are certain things, okay, look at some of the scientific names. Asambodo. Okay, good, Asambodo. Can you hear certificate in Igbo? Can you hear certificate in Igbo? When you leave the shores of your country, you appreciate your language.
Like Ghana,
good. Not even Prof, you can be a witness. Once you leave the shores of your country, you appreciate your language. Honestly, this Igbo language we toy with is only when you leave Igbo land, come to Europe or time or Germany, you appreciate your language. This is what we are saying, sir. Not that we are trying to impose on anybody. However,
Moderator Ikenna, see, the last speaker before you made a point. Remember, we are trying to create the United States of Biafra. Let us not introduce something that will scare the minority.
That is true, sir. That is true, sir.
Yeah, so let us...
You can let me disagree, please. Let me disagree. Let me disagree.
Go ahead and disagree.
Biafra is going to be a multinational ethnic state.
Sure.
So hold on. That I am fighting for Biafra does not mean that I will throw away my Igbo language or will relegate it to the state. No. We will promote indigenous languages. Igbo is an indigenous language. Epic, Ibibio, just all this local. We will even encourage it. Set up in my head. I am already thinking what the policies and institutions that we are going to create Biafra. There will be Institute of Languages, Institute of National Languages in Biafra land.
Exactly.
That will develop all these things, give them the language. Igbo language is dying. If we don't take time within the next 20, 30 years, there will be more Igbo language.
That is true.
And it has to stop.
It has to stop.
So, in foreign language, we have to develop it. All those native language, we have to develop it. But that does not mean because I want to develop Igbo language, I am not a Biafra. No, I agree.
Please, there is a message for Professor Jika. Prof, sir, one Chigozie Egwomu is writing this for you. He's listening. Prof, are you with me? Also, Professor Jika, sir, we Biafra, that is the person writing is Chigozie Egwomu. Also, Professor Jika, sir, we Biafrans need total freedom, both languages, political, except religious freedom. Why I said except religion is because we don't have any other religion except Christianity. So he said this message should be given to you that we want freedom in everything. that our own Igbo language should be given preeminence in anything we do.
No, basically what I'm saying, it is too early. It's too early to discuss this. Let's leave this for the time when we must have achieved Biafra. Then we say
It's not too early. It's better time than now. When we start to discuss it from the formative stage, that is how when we'll get it right. Not after we must have gone far. We have to start it from the formative stage.
Okay, let there be order now. Okay. I think we take it that way. People have heard us. Prof said it's still very early. Ume Mashu say it's not early. What we have to do is individually at times, collectively, let us make sure that we do not allow this our God-given language to die. There are many factors can affect Igbo language. In Igbo land now, mmadụ mụọ nwa kama ọ ga-ewere aha Igbo onwe ya, ọ na-akpọ ya Rollinson, Josephson. What for? Mark Anthony. What do we understand? The names our people give their children is really appalling. There is one again. Okay, excuse me, sir. Look at this one Igbo girl that is a pilot. The youngest, I think, one young girl that flew the aircraft some time ago. What they call again? One kind American foreign name that is very, very strange to our native culture and tradition. When we begin to give our children these names, we begin to uphold. This is our language. Many go to Arab world. There's nobody from any Arab country that answers English name. Never.
Moderator, look, giving a name to your child depends on your experiences.
Good.
Depends on your lifetime experiences. Let me give you an example.
Meaningful names, sir. Meaningful names.
All my children have. When I came to America, before I became a citizen, I experienced racism. And I didn't want any of my children to experience what I experienced. As a result, I gave them all English names. And they don't have that problem.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Based on your lifetime experiences. So leave it for those who choose to give their children.
I read a book by a South African author. Sizwe Banzi is dead. Sizwe Banzi is dead. Now, why does the author say that Sizwe Banzi is dead? When a man is, but he is stripped of all the freedom of expression, speech, whatever, leaving him just breathing, by implication, the man is dead. Just like Uresho Eka said, the man died who stands silent in the face of tyranny. Now, when we forget our language now and get foreign names, cultures, what do we expect of our own names? We have to give our people these names to make sure that this particular language and culture remains alive. But the moment we forget, we relegate us to the background and begin to give our children foreign names, we bury our culture on the ground. Let me tell you, my second son was born March last year, 20th of March last year. All the names I gave him are Igbo names, complete Igbo names. When, of course, he's a German citizen. He is a German citizen, but he carries Igbo names. They said, why? He's a German citizen. Why don't I give you Igbo German name? I said, no way. He is German because by blood. It's an Igbo guy. He's a Biafran. They said no. I said, no way. You cannot tell me the names I will give my child. Everything. I gave them Igbo names.
It's too early for that child. It's too early. Let's wait. He will tell you his story.
It depends on how I teach him. It depends on how I teach him. I am teaching right now. Excuse me, sir. Don't take him back. Don't take him back. Do you know? Excuse me, please, Mike. Excuse me. Do you know? It's still on that 1 year. Madam Siabia, to be honest with you, he will come to my side. Siabia. It depends on how you teach your child.
Oracle, the moderator himself. Listen, fellow Biafra, Doctor, Professor said a word. Environment.
Exactly.
Environment situation needs to change. My brother Ikenna. We are all Germans. We are all Bundes. We are in Germany. that kid is an evil kid. What
Good.
and he loves that name.
Good.
But the thing not here is Professor said a word. He got a lot of embarrassment through racism, which himself, after going through that, he wouldn't want his kids to go through that. Let me tell you, go into Google.
Mike, excuse me. Don't be offended, please. I appeal to don't be offended. There's something I want to tell you. You don't there. Don't tell you with me, Prof. You're with me. 2 years ago here in Germany, in the city of Munich, 2 Nigerians were quarreling on the street, almost degenerating to fighting. German police came. German police arrived. One of the Nigerians had a German passport, by implication, a German citizen. The other one wasn't having. Immediately, the German police arrived. Gentlemen, listen to this. Immediately, the German police arrived. The one with German passport pulled his own passport out and told the German police that is a German. That is a German. You know what the police told him? That Germany has no black. To be honest with you, that Germany has no black. That was the answer. That was the answer.
That depends on the level of education of that police guy.
No. I disagree. Germany has no black, and that is true.
Of course, yes. Citizenship, all the citizenship, I'm British, I'm American, okay,
exactly.
Any different?
Exactly.
Okay,
by blood, our DNA says Igbo. Our DNA is Igbo. Any other thing we have, we just want to cross the border. And that is true. Imagine German people say that in Germany, Germany with the black. That was absolute.
Mm-hmm.
That was absolute.
Mm-hmm.
This is why we are saying that we have to recognize, identify where we are coming from. Where we are coming from. If we get
this is an issue. It will depend on the personal experience of each one of us.
Okay, excuse me, please. Just a second. Somebody's writing something. There's a message coming from one of our listeners. Please, sir. A message is coming from one of our listeners.
This is not like
please, sir.
Or like
there is a message coming from.
So let's leave it alone.
Yes, sir. A message is coming from one of our listeners, and it's coming from Chukwuemeka Joseph Abazie. He is saying, it's time we brought Igbo scholars together. It's high time we brought Igbo scholars together for the purpose of resurrecting Igbo language and culture.
Oh.
It's high time we brought Igbo scholars together for the purpose of resurrecting Igbo language and culture. This is our listener.
Before those scholars will go to the grave.
Exactly. Okay, Dr. Gamba, like we're saying now, when we talk of culture, tradition, this is what is inborn. Assuming what we invented during the Civil War, if we had continued from there, would Nigeria be buying military hardware from abroad?
No.
At all. Even Obomidia said it. Obomidia told Gowon and Murtala Muhammad, do not make extinct Biafra technology. Allow them to develop them. Let Nigeria use all these things. What happened? If you don't depend on your cultural tradition, what is inborn, if you depend on foreign ideology, this is where you remain a slave all the time. We want to identify ourselves. And I must be honest with you, our listeners are enjoying this discussion. Our listeners are enjoying this discussion.
Thank you, HSU. Thank you, Egorono. This is a deeper, this discussion requires a deeper thought and a deeper reflection. It's not something that could be discussed. So let us leave it once we've gotten Biafra, because if I tell you the American experience is very different. You call your daughter one go. Then she goes to school.
Yeah.
Then she will have a different experience. She'll be in the same classroom. She will have a different experience from the person who called the daughter Nina. So let us leave this alone. Let us leave it alone. and we'll discuss.
What you are saying in effect that we should conform, we should accept.
Yes.
Yes. No, it's wrong. We cannot. Okay, we will conform to the
Exactly. Honestly,
why not guys say Igbo land?
Exactly, that is true. That's what we're back to.
Issues that need to be discussed, leaving it for another day.
Exactly.
When you leave it another issue will crop up and you leave it alone.
So I have my central monitor here. Our listeners are enjoying this program. To be honest with you, they are enjoying what we are discussing. That's what they're writing here. It's a very interesting program.
Now, the problem we having is that you all are talking Igbo language. How many of you are Igbos? You want to raise an issue?
Sir,
I
am Igbo. If you take my identity here, I answer Igbo name throughout.
No, because you answer Igbo name doesn't mean your ancestors were Igbo.
I agree. That's one. I accept.
You are going another direction.
Exactly. Yes.
Don't drag it to that direction.
But he is claiming to be Igbo, and he is reaching himself with the Igbo everything. Actually, they are thinking that any Baweni, that would be a
So, honestly, I have to say. Okay, excuse me. As a matter of fact, Dr. Demba, one of our listeners, Louis, he goes by name on Facebook, Louis Response. You know what he's saying? Also, computer was adopted from the Igbo version. Computer was adopted from Igbo. You know, they are trying to front. You see, this is a very interesting topic, but you will not know it. Our listeners, they are writing a lot of things. They say that this is a very interesting topic. They are really enjoying it. So, you see how they're coming in now to tell us some of those words we must have neglected. The significance elsewhere in other languages. This is how it is true. Honestly, our people, sir, are enjoying this particular discussion. They say, we should go on with it. Ghana has introduced it.
Well, but yes, we should go on with it. But what I can tell you that whether Metaroba is Arab, we are not going to make any headway if we continue to have the like of Okorocha at the name of our faith.
At all, exactly.
We cannot make any headway.
This is where they block it. If you have a core Igbo person like Mbakwe or Mike Obara, then this will be on the front line.
Okorocha is in Nigeria. Okorocha is governor of Imo State of Nigeria, not Imo State of Biafra. What we are discussing is how to make our own nation Biafra what it's supposed to be. What we will need to do there to make it different from what it used to be when we were in Nigeria. That is what we are discussing. That is the purpose of this discussion.
Okay, well, look at what is happening now. The same Louis is saying that one of his friends told him that when he came to Germany, all the training he was given was done in German language. Everything was done in German language, even though there's a universal language, like Prof said. So, this is what we are saying now, please. Our language is very, very important. It's very, very important. And we have
it's your identity. Your language is your identity.
Very, very.
It's who you are.
It's who we are.
Without language, you are done. You are gone.
That is true. That is true. We have to indeed. We don't have to neglect our language.
That is why everybody is doing everything possible not to make their language extinct. Igbo language, if we don't take any measure now, it will be extinct.
Very, very.
UNESCO said it. It is scientifically proven that if it is not done, anything done, first and foremost, the penalizing people in our primary school and the nursery school should stop.
It should stop.
Nursery, kindergarten children in English and the penalizing them when they speak Igbo should stop. This is where, if you do that, you are telling them that your language is inferior. That you shouldn't speak it. You'll be ashamed to speak your language, which is not supposed to be like that.
Dr. Debe, do you know in northern part of Nigeria, their primary secondary schools, Most of their secondary schools, primary schools, they use the Hausa language to teach them. Why do we have a British Serbian Hausa language? Hausa language, British BBC Hausa language service. Why do we have it? We don't have to reinvent our
So you want to compare the quality of education in northern Nigeria with eastern Nigeria?
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to do that, sir.
Oh.
Okay, somebody's right that even in China they use Chinese language. They use Chinese language.
Those are industrialized nations.
Why can't we be industrialized?
Remember the end. Look at the end product. Look at the price. The price you sending your child to university is for him to be employed at the end. Look at the outcome.
Sir,
if all of you who came to Europe,
I have a question for you. Chinese language, or they started using Chinese language before they became industrialized?
Yes.
Did they become industrialized before using Chinese language? Did Germany become industrialized before using German language? Was it not German?
Yeah, from day one, they started using the German language
In this way.
Okay, now don't forget about it. Listen to me now. My little kid, when their mother took her to kindergarten, there's a place they put children under 1 year, 2 years. Now
play group now.
Yes, exactly. You know what the instructor said? Also, when at home, what time I don't know where, I also probably German language. I remember now, language others in our school, or now we see the German language. That was what the instructor said. When at home, teach him the parents' native language. When he comes to school, he can speak German language because of the passport he possesses.
And it's automatic. It's automatic.
Yes. It's automatic.
Okay, that shows the differences, variance in teaching. In America, we say teach the child the language that he or she speaks in the classroom, so that you won't confuse the child.
No, there's no confusion. No, India, in the same manner here in the United Kingdom, in Igbo families, Ghana, Oman English. Indians and the Chinese here, they don't speak their.
Ability to an Indian pronouncing the word that starts with V. They call it wa. They pronounce it wa.
No, sir. I don't know if
America. About that. Have you had Yoruba professors pronouncing some words in Igbo? You will know that it's from Yoruba because they don't have some certain this thing.
Yes.
So America it's all over.
It's all over. It's all over, exactly. Honestly. So that's why you see all these heads of states and governments, when they go out, they speak their language. Let the interpreter interpret. They speak their language because they want to uphold their culture. We cannot relegate our own culture because we are here and there. No. We must uphold our own culture. And that's how it's supposed to be. Let us not God in his infinite mercy knows why he gave it to us. And we cannot throw it away. Many languages have come and gone and went into extinction. We cannot allow our own language to go into extinction. Biafra is a nation in the making. Like Dr. Gemba pointed out, we have Ibibio, we have Efik, we have Ijo, different languages in Biafra. We are not going to impose Igbo language on any other Biafra nation. No. Let English be the central language, but let us know our culture, our background. This is what we are saying.
You are talking about Igbo culture. How many cultures do you have in Igbo land?
We have many, but we don't uphold them, sir. We don't uphold them. That is the problem we have. We don't. Are you okay? Dr. Gabriel in London then? Do you remember that British people came to Africa in the years ago and took most of the artifacts and disappeared? What of the ones they took from Benin, which we are still begging them to return today?
They took from where?
From Benin. Some of these artifacts they took from us, which we are still begging them to return. Up to today, they know their value. So that is why we have to say we need to uphold our own language. All the Arab world, all of them speak Arabic language. You can't hear, even here in Europe, you can't hear them speaking their own German language. It's Arabic language. It's only official matters you hear them speaking in the German language. Let us have our own language as well.
Let us go to the next topic. Let's leave this a better time.
Okay, sir. I think we have done justice to that, and our listeners, really, I must be honest with you, they have been expressing their delight in what we were discussing. Yes. Now, okay. The next point I mentioned before, let the ambassador say something about it. These discriminatory cut-off points in all the Nigerian federal government secondary schools and universities.
Honestly, I would not bother about that. It is a policy. So I will not, there's nothing you can do. You can't change it.
I take an exception. There's something you can do. What we can do is for Igbo families to raise enough money to send their children to East Africa, University of Kenya, or to South Africa, or to Ghana. Okay. Yes. But don't send their... Actually, like I told you in my alma mater, we don't regard Nigerian universities. I don't regard any graduate of Nigerian university as a graduate. There was a time, a year, I think 1982, I hired somebody who graduated from Nsukka. He said he majored in computer science. Then we gave him computer. He couldn't even put the computer on. Then he said, "Oh God, we drew it and labeled it. We never did practical." I said, "Okay, the only way for me to pay you is that you're going to earn your money and pay me and pay yourself. So now that you can't use computer, I really don't need your service." So let the solution, the ultimate solution, is for Biafrans to seek university education outside Nigeria. Nigeria has no university. Presently, Nigeria has no university. The secondary schools we had before the war, Government College Umuahia, CKC Calabar, SPC Calabar, Baptist High School Port, Stella Maris, they are better 100 times better than any university in Nigeria.
That is true. I agree with you, sir. I agree with you.
So there are strong university in Nigeria sending. Okay, let me tell you, nursing school, none of them can pass practical nursing exam of Texas. None of them can pass.
Please, Prof, please, Kenna, please. It's like it has been long. Prof came down home, and that is why he's sounding this way.
No, Uchenna, don't go there. Uchenna, don't go there. Uchenna, no.
No.
Uchenna, don't go there, please.
Listen, let me explain to you. How did I know this? I arranged for General Hospital Chicago to come to Umuahia, Queen Elizabeth Hospital Umuahia every September to hire nurses. Every people nurses can pass standard exam, foreign nurses exam. So it's not easy. Those that can pass it.
The exams you are talking about, is it practical or theory?
Well,
because if it is practical, practical exams, yes, I agree with you. But if it is theory, I will completely disagree with you.
No,
if the exams you are talking about is practical, I will agree with you. And the reason I will agree with you is because the materials for practical were not made available for them. But if it is theory, I will completely disagree with you, Prof. You are
right to disagree. No, but if you ask Nigerian nurses, they will tell you yes, that's correct. The nurses that pass foreign nurses exam are those from the University of Lagos, Queen Elizabeth, teaching school, nursing school, amateur.
No, sir. Who is to blame? Who is to blame? No, listen.
It's the teacher. The pedagogy is the problem.
Good. Sir, excuse me, sir.
It's the problem. It's not the student.
Sir, excuse me. There was something that was posted to me a few days ago. This is a list of 10 richest governors in Nigeria. 10 richest governors in Nigeria. Now, I wouldn't like to mention who is it. Let me be honest with you. They said Okorocha is the richest governor. This was a compilation by a white man.
But he was rich before he became a governor.
But that's not what we are going to. Now, what brought me to this is this. Yeah, they were specific on governor of Osun State, Areg Bashola. This man is the 10th richest. But in his own state, for the past 7 months, teachers have not been paid. Teachers have not been paid for the past 7 months. Yes, he's a teacher's governor. How do teachers teach with empty stomach? In empty stomach? Why then would we blame the teachers? Nobody teaches in an empty stomach. We have to encourage them. No, we have to blame the government, and this is what we are saying here, not the teachers.
You're 100% right. Don't mistake at all.
Yes. No. So data plan.
Now we are moderator. We are talking about this cut of marks. How does it affect us as one Nigeria? We are talking about one Nigeria.
We're talking about how to better Biafra. We're not talking about what
excuse me. Excuse me.
Let me come here.
Excuse me. Hold on. You know, when you are in the studio, you might bring a topic, but the listeners or other contributors can change it and adjust it for the interest of our audience. Now, we talked about this cut-off mark. Dr. Gamba said that this is a policy. And that's what the policy summarizes everything, that we cannot change it, except when we have Biafra, we formulate our own policy. That summarizes it all. Then that is why we have to move on now to bring other things that are relevant to our own people. You know, when you talk of policy, you cannot change it. And that is true. So that is why
yes, moderator, excuse me, let me come in. But Dr. Egemba has spoken from the tune of an educationist. Now, the listeners, how do they understand this policy you're talking about? How we have to break it as a moderator? This is a radio. This is not a house of argument. You break it down for their own understanding. He has just used a word, an English word, to summarize it, and they may not understand what they're talking about. You understand?
That's the essence of Igbo language. That's the essence of Igbo language. You see it now.
Not only Igbo language. If possible, use black English. Not only Igbo language. Excuse
me, I'm not Igbo language for policy. Not again, they can tell us. I'm not Igbo language for policy. Whoever knows should tell us. Igbo language for policy. Yes. That's exactly what you are saying.
You might use omenala. Ndị Anambra na-akpọ ya ọdịnala. But in Igbo Central, in Igbo Union, we call it omenala.
Good. So don't take a personal ordinary. It's a policy of omenala. We cannot change it. That's why, and we agree with him. Yes. We agree with him. Except to go back to Biafra.
Yes, it is true that it is an ordinana. Now, we want our people.
I disagree that no woman.
No. Did you hold on? Okay, go on, please.
Okay, now, we understand that this is the ordinary or policy, as you say. Now we want our people from the south, from the Biafran angle, to understand the game Nigerians are playing, so that we will not be worried or carried away with the policy the Nigerians are bringing, because we are used to all those false, intimidating policies. You understand? So that if they are giving you 200 cut-off mark for you to gain. This is for our own good. It is helping us. Come down to the east. You see that? In fact, 80% of Biafrans, we are more educated than even those people giving 20%. 20 cut-off mark. That's not the problem. They are clean themselves, not we. By the time Biafra comes, it's going to be on our own advantage. You understand? Yeah. So you can just cut it off like that and go away. What is the
solution? The question is, what is the solution? We are here to discuss.
The solution is, since we are fighting for Biafra, since we are fighting and we are struggling to get our Biafra, let us not worry ourselves with the cut-off mark they are giving to us. Our people should continue studying, not minding the cut-off mark given to them.
That's exactly what Dr. Yoruba said by saying it's a policy. Yeah, that's exactly what he said when he mentioned the word policy. We have to move on with that.
But it's not going on with me anyway.
But we can't change it. Honestly, we can't change it for now.
Yeah, that was why I made the suggestion. Look for admission outside
Excuse me, sir.
How many people,
If
sir?
I can come in.
Yeah, go on.
Please leave that of looking for admission outside the
Excuse me, if you say let you adopt it or let you accept it as a policy, you have to understand that have education is worse than even a illiterate person. So what we are talking about now is if you are saying okay, let us leave it like that. These some people is the one that is going to govern you. They are the people who do know when you speak about subsidy, they will tell you I don't understand the meaning of subsidy. So when you talk about Biafra, they will tell you that they don't know the meaning of Biafra. Understand? When you talk about referendum, they will tell you they don't understand the meaning of referendum. And they will carry their car with the AK-47 moving around and killing people. So we have to discuss it. Our people have to know and discuss it even the national level. So we will not continue to keep silent and say, oh, this is a policy. It is not legal. This is an impression we have to correct that this is not good for us and it's not good for our own Igbo brothers and Biafrans at large. When we are in the secondary school, they give us condition. And when we went to the Senate, they give us condition. The same people who asked us to get 70 marks before we move into the high institution, they are getting even lower, 11% before they get there. And when you get there, they tell you, oh, from today you are not permitted to rule us. Because they do not even regard our own. So we have to correct the impression. If they want to rule Nigeria, let them also be not us when we are called, when the people is speaking English. One do not understand him. So this is a problem.
We agree it's a problem, but what is the solution now? What is the temporary solution?
That's why we are here. Exactly.
It's a problem.
The solution is.
Let me answer him.
Okay,
what I have to say there is this: giving us a higher cutoff. So long as I am concerned, as far as I'm concerned, it's not a problem to us. Our brain can carry it, and we have been making it. What that has been doing for us is helping us to be the best we can be. It has been helping us in studying arts, and it has also been helping us in becoming the best among equals. So I don't see it as any problem. The purpose of this discussion is for people, because many people don't know that something like this exists. That is, exists this way. Many people don't know, and why we decided to bring it up is for people to know, and not for we are not doing it so that our people will begin to clamor for lower cutoff to be given to us. No, let it remain high that way, so that waking our brain up and keep studying harder. It is to our own advantage, because that is the reason. Anywhere they place on, look at what is happening now in the government, where there are few people from the south. Look at what is happening there. No good policy.
Remember, what is the benefit by after you going to university, you become a Okada rider? What is the benefit that after you become a university graduate in Igbo language, in Igbo land, or in Biafra land, when you know that it's not affecting you, they become bricklayers, which is out of what they are. And those who do not read all this, or who do not go through this, who is not educated, are being in charge of finance and being in charge of healthcare, and you do not have anything there. Life is not working. They give them finance and nothing is going. Our economy is down. So this is what we are talking about. Now, what is the benefit of those certificates you are grabbing and you are keeping in your box? This is the problem. So they have to speak out.
We really need to speak out honestly. Yeah, okay.
Please, yes. In fact, the purpose of this radio, Voice of Biafra International, is to expose the evil in Nigeria and to inform our people on a better way to position ourselves until we realize our sovereignty. Now, we are talking about cut-off marks, some percentages, some lower percentage for the north, and some higher percentage down to our people in Biafra land. Yes, these are policy, and we're here to explain these things to our people so that they will get themselves ready, because this is the part of the evil we call one Nigeria, because so many people in Biafra land, they are still supporting Nigeria, calling one Nigeria that we are one, forgotten the evil orchestrated against them. You understand? So we are using this medium, Voice of Biafra International medium, to educate them and to get them informed well. Why these policies? These policies is to hurt us. These policies is to humiliate us. These policies is to bring us down. You understand? So as we are talking to them, they will be informed. Some of us who do not know all those policies, that they are secrets, because if you come to Nigeria, they will use one language and code it. When they use that language and code it, just like the other time we talk about the building of dry land port in Kaduna. Then they use this conjunction of ports in Lagos and the rest of them. These are the language they will use to implement their evil, to bring one thing or the other to the north. So we have to be exposing these things and getting our people informed so that they will know, they will be educated. Like the other time they were shouting referendum. Most of our people don't know the meaning of referendum. All that somebody has shouted referendum, all of them just jump up. Let us go to referendum. Go to referendum. What is a referendum? You don't know. If they conduct a referendum now today in the southeast, we will fail woefully. Because many they don't know, and Nigeria will go and do it for you. So we need to educate our people, not just use policy and jump in and pass by. So people, please, let us educate our people well. Why these policies? Why they are hot now? You understand? So these are the things we need to discuss, and we'll be more informed in this. Thank you.
Yeah, even I really agree with that. What Louis is writing, he said that some of these policies are there to frustrate our people, and that is true. Nigeria are trying to enact some policies to frustrate the Igbo people, the Biafrans. We agree with, I agree with him, because if you go to the federal government level, some of the things that happen there are not things one should just sit back and begin to be proud of. That is a problem. So there is a problem in the land, and we have to find solutions to them, just like Prof said, and that is true. Let us take a brief interlude of Biafra music. If I'm playing this music, some people might be disconnected. Please don't go offline. Few minutes, you get it connected. Okay, we'll take it very, very brief. The herdsmen are still killing as we are here broadcasting to our people on Channels Television. Agric Minister Awudu Owe is talking to Nigerians. He's taking questions from people who are gathered. Why is it that you don't want to have ranches for cattle rearers except colonies? The man is trying to defend himself, but unfortunately he is on a hot seat, and people are putting it across to him that the policies of the Nigerian government are really hurting their people. That is what is happening on Channels Television right now, live. So, with us here now, we are to look into the issue. The herdsmen are still killing with impunity. Nobody cares to know. And when you speak out your mind against the herdsmen, they put your name in the list of those to be taken care of. A situation where the Nigerian government continues to kill her own citizens is quite appalling. Nobody is safe anywhere in Nigeria. 2 days ago, police spokesman went beyond decency, saying that the governor of Benue State is a drowning man. Who pays the policeman? Who pays the tax? So where this policeman or these policemen are paid? For a police officer, police spokesperson to open his lips and told the whole world that the governor of Benue State is a drowning man, that goes to show that we make it abundantly clear they are plotting to assassinate the governor of Benue State. A drowning man is somebody who is at the point of death. For a policeman to say you're a drowning man shows or goes to tell the world that they are plotting to assassinate the governor of Benue State. Just because the man wants to protect his own people. You unleash the herdsmen on a state. They are killing people with impunity as if they are ordinary cows or cattle. The governor is there to protect the people he governs. He wants them to enjoy life or fulfillment, and you are there telling him that he's a drowning man. Right now, the House of Representatives has asked the Inspector General of Police to resign, or calling on the President of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, to resign him immediately. He doesn't deserve his post. Let us take it up from there in the next 20 minutes, and we call it a day.
Yes, moderator. Honestly speaking, we can't trust the Senate, House of Senate. We can't trust the House of Assembly. They are all crime partners in crime. All of them, they are the same thing. The only thing I like from what the governor of Benue State said, Dr. His Excellency Otom. In fact, one thing I like he said is this. He said he told the people that, look, we have to defend ourselves because there is no more. You can no longer trust in the security of the nation because they have failed. They have failed the state. The other time he complained that he have written to the president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. There was no action taken by him. Now somebody opened his mouth, a police spokesman, telling that the man is a drowning man. Just imagine. Dr. Otom said that he has no power over the police, which is true. These things are under federal. The IG is under federal. The commissioner of police is being posted by IG. The government has no power over him. He said he has no power over the army, which is true. He has no power over the navy, which is true. So now, as a governor, which one does he have power over? Nothing. So when he called on the federal, and that is why the man is now clamoring for true federalism. These are the things we are talking about. You remember the other time they removed all the security from some time ago. Why? Because he doesn't have power over them. Now, if he said the people should defend themselves, the IG of police should give order and said that the commissioner of police in Benue State should disarm every security man, call it vigilante. That even if you are using a 10 gun, that they must be disarmed. But Fulani will never be disarmed. These are the things we are talking about. So the man as the governor, the policy we are using in this country is not working. If, in fact, I'm just speaking on his own side, because we are talking about Biafra, because we know that Nigeria is not working. But like for the man, what he is clamoring for now is true federalism. And that will never, the Hausas will not allow that to take place in this country. They will never allow that to take place. So, we have to seriously help these Benue people and tell the whole world what they are passing through. As I am talking to you now, people are still running away from the bush. The Fulani, they are taking over all the bushes. In fact, if you come to Makodi now, the Marktown, the inflow is much. The inflow is much. People are just coming, occupying all the primary schools, all the secondary schools. If you have any house that nobody is in, before you know it, people will fill the house. These are the situation of things in Benue State. And the president of Nigeria came down to neighboring state of Benue, Nasarawa State, day before yesterday. He did not come like just because they killed only 73 cows in Nasarawa State. Then he came down to sympathize with them. But when the family killed 73 people in Benue State, he did not come. These are the situation. This is the situation of the Benue State. So we need to use this media, Voice of Biafra International, and help them and cry out to the world, and the world will hear them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Uchenna Okeke. That's the situation of things right now in Nigeria, a country that values animals more than human beings. Is quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate indeed that a police spokesperson would look governor eyeball to eyeball, telling him that he's a drowning man. I've never seen such a thing before, and I haven't even heard of it before. But the problem is that the Nigerian government is assisting and supporting the activities of these herdsmen. Benue State has been taken over completely. But there are times I begin to, think of everything skeptically, because there was the Benue people that ganged up against Biafra. When we told them point blank that this is you are doing, you want to have the repercussions. We saw it long ago. They never believed us. Now they are reaping it. They are experiencing it. What sympathy? I'm a Christian, okay, but what sympathy do I have for them right now? That was what they sowed. They are now harvesting it one after the other. Unlike as a human beings, at times we feel some pity. Otherwise, I would say let it go on. These were the people who were military commanders, brigade commanders, artillery commanders during the Civil War. Because the Biafra spoke. They put on armors, uniforms, attacking my people, killing them. Today, what is happening? They are now writing letters of apology to Biafrans, to Igbo people, to forgive them. Of course, we are forgiving you, but we shall not be part of it. You supported the Fulanis against us. Now the Fulanis cannot see the Igbos again to attack because we are prepared for them. They are now attacking you, the weaker people. Defend yourselves. Yes.
You see, this is an emotive issue. We are Christians. We all know about the story of the prodigal son in the Bible. Yes, these people, they feel that they are part of the establishment, but they didn't know that they are still they are nowhere near. Now that this thing is the same calamity that befell us 50 years ago has now fallen on them. It will not be proper for us to I don't know the word I will use that people will not misunderstand me. To laugh at them, let me put it point blank. Because they say that history has a way of repeating itself. You see, now I am waiting for Gowon. Gowon is the one I am waiting for. He is the one that needs to come out openly to apologize to God and to the Igbo nation. Gowon must come out openly. What Onongo said, well, fair enough. Well, the people we should hold responsible to is hold responsible for is Gowon, Danjuma, Buhari, even Obasanjo, and all those people. These people, listen, whether we like it or not, they were a tool. They were used. They allowed themselves to be used as a tool. Their eyes were not open. They thought that. So when we are being a little bit too harsh, let us think back.
Yes.
They are suffering what we are suffering today. What they did that time, they did not know. You know that ignorance. So. I don't have any blood in Benue State. I have not visited Benue State. I have not crossed Benue River before. I have not even The most northern area I have been to is Enugu, which is within Biafra land. So that people will not think, say, oh, who knows whether I have been told, whether I have been bought over, whether I have been paid or whatever. Our people normally, before you know it, that this one they talk like this, you gotta go, well, I am being realistic, I'm being honest, I am speaking my mind. Let us spare a thought. These people that they killed today, we are the people who fought against us. Those people who fought against us, you watch them. None of them can lift up their eyes to look you in the face. Where is Ogawa? Where is even David Mark? Where are those military commanders? You cannot hear them. The people who died, they are the same people like me and you who are suffering what these people did. So, my brother, let us spare a little bit of a thought to these people. They have realized their mistake. They are ready to make amends. What we need to do now is to offer them olive branch, show them light, bring them, let them bring them to see if they can think in the same shit with us. By then, our alliance will be increasing. But if we say, then we will be pushing them back to the people who are their oppressors. And they will be used again against us. I rest my case.
Now, I have a question, Dr. Edinburgh. Have they realized their mistakes? How do
you know whether they have realized or not?
To me, I feel they have not. No, I feel no. To me, I feel that if they have,
we have our brothers who live in Benue State. They should be able to inform us better. I have not been to Benue State. I don't know them. I don't know what it's like, but I know that there's a problem there.
Paul Onongo had the opportunity to apologize to Biafrans the very day he addressed Benue people. He had an opportunity to apologize to Biafrans, but he missed it. Pride could not permit him to apologize to Biafrans. If he had taken that opportunity to say, yes, we expect him to say, we are sorry to Biafrans for joining this to fight you. Is this what you saw far back 67, 70? That statement would have said a lot of things, and by now we would have been telling them we are with you. But he missed the opportunity. He missed the opportunity.
No,
that's a problem.
His song in every songs and the citizens of Benue State, most especially the thieves down today, as I'm talking to you now. The songs in their tongue now is that they could not see what Biafrans saw 50 years ago.
But we are not
that is what they are telling.
They should make it official. They should make it official for us to know. Make it official for us to know.
Yes, it is not official, and I don't think we are going to get it official in open
if you are waiting for it to get it official, you may not. You may not get it.
No. We will not get it in open letter, but there is a way history repeats itself. You understand? But as the song, as it is now standing on from their tongues, believe you me, the needed step will be taken in no distant time. I believe that. Because anywhere you go now, they say I am a Biafra. Let me tell you the fact. If you come to Benue now,
excuse me, do you remember statement made by this Paul Onongo when he was the chairman of Adawa against IPOB? That Buhari should do everything possible to crush IPOB, to crush, use the word crush IPOB.
Yes.
Now he said it.
Yes.
Where was he? How was he feeling when he asked Buhari to crush IPOB? When I talk of IPOB, I mean the entire Igbo people. Now, a few months after he said that, not a year, few months after he uttered that, he is now reaping the exact equivalent of what he bargained for our people.
That's to show you how ignorant he is.
Good. Reaping the exact equivalent. He's reaping it now. Lamenting for Benue State to come now and tell UN that they want a republic of Itakuroko. You know what it means? From their bone marrow, they are crying. But when we cried, they ignored us. Of course, as Christians, we have sympathy for them.
To borrow your terminology, since in their bone marrow they are crying, you don't go to put yourself in the eyes of someone who is crying. Do you?
Yes.
No, I don't do that anyway.
No way.
I don't do. I
No
won't
way.
do that.
We feel sympathy.
Yeah, fellow Biafrans, listening to you all, I
Yes,
can
sir.
discern one term that runs across all that you've said. It showed me that most of you have not taken part in a civil rights struggle. We need to decide what is Biafra, what is relevant to our realization or restoration of Biafra, and what is not. We should leave the issue of Benue and
But who said that? Take your background. There's much was coming from somewhere.
Let us focus on Biafra. Forget them to fight their own war.
Uchenna, take your background, please. Uchenna, take your background. There's much was coming from there.
Did you all hear me? Forget their, everybody has a war to fight. Let them fight their own war. If they choose at the end of their own war to align with us, that's fine.
Good.
If they choose to fight us, that's fine.
Yes.
They fought us before. Let us focus on Biafra.
Exactly.
You are making the same mistake Urania makes, talking about Nigeria. I'm not interested in Nigeria.
I agree with you,
Once
sir.
I made that decision at the age of 12 to join Biafran Air Force, I've made the decision. I'm not a Nigerian. I will never be a Nigerian. So let's forget about what many people are doing or not doing. Let us focus on how to realize and restore Biafra. Benue has their own fight to do, and we have our own fight. So let us focus on our own fight. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I agree with you, Prof, because if you free them now, they will join those very enemies against us. Exactly, they will do it. So that's why I don't have any sympathy for them. Why must we have sympathy for them? How many have they died? 71, 73. But we died in millions. We died in millions. We died in millions. Meaning what? We died in millions. And they never cared. Instead, they became brigade commanders, artillery commanders, armored commanders. Now I want to come and die because of them. They should face the consequences. Gowon is not talking. Danjuma is not talking. David Mark is not talking. Is it not David Mark who auctioned our property in River State? Called abandoned. Why is he not talking? Why is he done?
But let's move on. Forget about it.
This idea of if somebody slaps you, want you to turn the other way and the person slaps you, is deceiving us. I will not accept it. I would prefer the law of Moses, tit for tat. When we were dying, we were chickens. We were chickens when we were dying. Now they are dying, wanting to stay as human beings. Now, excuse me, when we were dying, they called us chickens. Is that also? I say, now they are carrying the same load. For Paul Unongo to come and not cry. Don't you see the irony? See the irony of life. See the irony of life. Why should I sympathize with them? Okay, somebody from somebody posting from America. Somebody is posting from America right now that if there is even a way to join the Fulanis to crush the Benue, we have to do it.
You're right.
Yes, the person. That's what a person like this. A former police officer, but now in US, he's a legal guy from Imo State. He's not right that if there's any way we have to join the fight to concept, we have to do it because then he was very well experienced that Biafrans who were coming from Kano, far north, we are coming back home. At Benue State, Benue people stop them and kill the rest. They kill them. Now we want you to take chaplet and begin to say the rosary because we are Christians. Which Christians? So then we are not Christians. No action is complete unless it reaches a starting point. That is nature's law. Action is only complete when it gets to the starting point. Let them test it. Let them test it. Why is Gowon not talking? Why is Gowon not talking? Why is David Mark not talking? Why are they not talking? Must I talk for them?
No. Move on. Let's move on.
This is a special of things for now.
Are we not talking?
Yeah, go on, please. Go on. Make your own contribution.
Talk about Benue. Benue has Benue has 90% of the military officers who fought the Civil War.
Exactly.
And they are all alive.
That is
None
true.
of them has died. So let them use those resources. For our own, most of our officers have died. So they are still better than us. So let them fight their own war. We'll fight our own war too.
Yeah. Even let me say this.
That's all I'm saying.
What I have to say.
I didn't say we should laugh at them. All I'm saying is they are equal to their own task, and we are equal to our own task.
You know,
but I won't make their work for them.
We know the oil bean tree in Igbo land, what we call Oba. When it breaks, it disperses. It will not fall on the very spot where the tree or the stem is, but the seeds will go distances away. Either we pick or they stay there and germinate. One thing certain is this. At times, when we begin to render or give sympathy to the suffering, is because we don't understand the workings in the spiritual realm. I've always told people, look, what is happening to Benue people is spiritual. Even one particular pastor said it is spiritual. Now, when you kill people untimely, in their prime, they die, and on the divine, before the divine throne, on bended knees, they will be crying because their life was cut short. They must come back to this earth to complete their lifespan. What I'm telling you is what happens in the spiritual realm. They have to come back here to complete their lifespan. And nature makes it certain that if you were involved in killing so person, when the person wants to come back to life for a second time to complete the life cycle, he's coming to reincarnate for you. The remaining few years, he will reincarnate for you and be with you, and the nature attracts equivalent, what we call in adamantine law of nature, the law of attraction of homogeneous species. That particular law will attract that person there. And once the person is attracted, he will come and reincarnate for you and be with you. The next few years is gone. You begin to cry. What happened? That was what you saw. You're not repeating it. That is how it works in the spiritual realm. Even Christ will tell you the same thing, that what you sow, that you shall reap. This is Jesus Christ. They be all at the end all. Whatever you sow, that you shall reap. Remember, in English language, you shall reap. Shall in the second person is a must, not you will. Shall in the second person is a must. He said, you shall reap, not you will reap. So Christ is infinite wisdom said it. What you sow, you reap it. Not you may reap it, not I will reap it, but you reap it. So what Benue people are experiencing now is exactly what they did to Biafrans. These are our people that were cut short in life, had to go back to Benue, say reconnected for them. Now they are suffering the same thing. Their life cycle is complete. And that is the way the forgiveness lies. Unless you repeat, let the pastor pray, let the priest pray, let anybody pray. It's a waste of time. Until you go to that starting point and you reap what you sow, that is where forgiveness lies. Christ said it, whatever you sow, that you shall reap. And for every man's blood, there shall be a reckoning. Remember, he said it. For every man's blood, there shall be a reckoning. The same word, shall, not will. There shall be a reckoning. You came and killed our people because you feel we don't have parents, we don't have sisters, we don't have anybody. You killed us because you wanted to put on the military ranks or whatever you called it. You killed us, and now you want to escape it. Now nature has gone full circle. You are repeating the same thing. Only 73 people. Only 73. And they are crying.
Only 73.
Only 73.
3 million.
That's 3 million. What are you telling me?
I can't say 3 million, so it's more than that.
It's more than that. How many did we count? For several years, our people survived in the sick bed. I remember my mother used to. I hear that. My mother used.
Yeah.
My mother suffered. My mother suffered every day. On how to have to feed the sick children. The Benue people blocked everything. He came and told me, Jonathan Perry, all of them, Anthony Ochefu, all of them, they came and killed us. Now, where is God? I keep on saying, After the civil war, we were supposed to go back to River State and then take back our property. David Mark auctioned everything. So
Yes.
when David Mark, when his people are dying now, you want me to sympathize with it because I want to go to heaven? It's a big lie. Let them suffer it. When you see me writing somewhere just for the sake of writing, but deep down in my heart core, let them suffer it. So that when such a situation occurs again, they are going to take time. I don't have any sympathy for them. Paul Nongo was of recent, before this thing happened, the chairman of Arewa Consultative Forum.
Yes. He was the chairman.
He was a chairman. One not, one destiny. Realize one not, realize one destiny. Then we were Christians, we cut our fellow Christians. And they said, no, one not. One not superseded Christianity. Let them suffer it. When they are tired, we shall know. It's still morning. The floor is open, gentlemen.
Yeah, like what I said, this shouldn't be an issue that we will discuss. Some issues, we look at them militarily. This is a military issue, and we should tackle it militarily. You can't help your enemy. Benue people are our enemy, whether you believe it or not. Yes. Whether you're a Christian or you're a Muslim, Benue people are our enemy. So for that reason, all that we can do for them is to tell them, keep trying.
Exactly.
For us, we have tried and we are fighting our own battle.
Exactly. Do your best. Sir,
do your best.
Yes.
If you see any Benue man, tell him try your best. That's all.
Do you know, sir?
Don't say,
right now,
to go and die. No, don't say try your best.
Right now, Benin people, Midwest, let me call them Edo, they are now crying. Edo people are now crying. Because throughout this
Benin has never supported an Igbo man.
At all. But right now, throughout
so if they are killing Benin, that is Benin's problem. That is not our problem.
Sir, are you aware that throughout
when you mention Benin, you know, please don't mention Benin.
So I know what I'm saying this. Excuse me, sir. I know what I'm saying this.
Don't mention Benin.
Do you know that right now?
Zeke was the problem. Sir. For me personally, when Zeke deflected and lost a lot of boys in Ebema war front. So don't mention Zeke or Benin for me.
So there's a reason why I mentioned Benin now. You know, throughout the herdsmen are really on them, battering them. Now they're crying. A Benin man is now telling them people should be up in arms. Oh, is this what the Igbo saw? That's what he said. Is it what the Igbo saw? Now, they are saying this now for them to invoke our sympathy into joining or to defending them. No, they should test it.
Oh, yes.
They should test it. When Biafran soldiers entered Benin, they were the same people that said that Biafra had invaded, they want to take over Benin. We didn't want to take Benin, only to liberate you from the houses. And they sabotaged us. Just last year, people were saying that Igbos are greedy, Igbos are this and this, adventurous. Now let them suffer it. They should suffer it. Is it because we are keeping quiet? Let them suffer it. I have no apologies for what I'm saying. We want to press
so I think, moderator, we have to, whenever we make a suggestion, whatever suggestion is made about discussion, you have to decide somehow what we'll discuss and think that we wouldn't discuss. Yes, this should be a matter that we don't need to discuss.
Yes, sir.
This is a militaristic matter, a matter we should handle militarily. Benin, Benue, all of them are in the same boat.
Of course. Okay, just like we're saying now.
Let's go.
Okay, sir. Okay, I will take that advice.
There is something you're supposed to understand. You're making a review.
Yeah,
you don't know what? You have to ask yourself, or Biafrans have to ask themselves, and Professor Ihejika, you have to ask yourself, why is it that the traditional doctors in our
did you not getting you?
We're not getting
you at all. We're not getting you. Say it again.
Okay, thank you. What I am trying to say is, can you ask yourself a simple question? The reason why the herbalists, the local doctors in our local places, in our village, in our town, that are making more progress, healing people with the herb they make without going to university. Those people are those that are speaking local languages. Those people are not those that are being trained with those English and the Russian languages and the other rest of them. You know, that was imposed on our people to be speaking. The people that are making improvement, trying to make the site to grow, are the same people that are speaking the local language. So that is the reason why we have to also embrace our language. Because those that taught the living ones today, they taught them in the way they will understand. They teach them with their languages. Go to Ijoland, those people that treat people that with bullets and other rest of things are those with that teaching them with the local languages. In Igbo land, the same thing. So we have to embrace our language as other nations are also embracing their language, taking good care of themselves and taking good care control of their health cares and the other rest of them. This will help us to grow.
Yes,
It will make our nation to be more stronger and more advanced above all the African continent. Thank you. This is what I have.
Yeah, this is exactly what Prof said, that we have to think Biafra. We have to forget Nigeria and think Biafra. And I quite agree with him. Anything we shall be discussing is how to defend ourselves, how to make Biafra move forward, how to realize Biafra. This and more are what we are here for. In the next segment of our broadcast, of course, we almost do today, but next time we shall be having a broadcast, we shall be dwelling on some topical issues. Before then, I will circulate the information. But if anybody, please, Prof, don't think about you're equally there. If there are some topical issues you feel we have to bring to the fore, please feel free to send me the information so that I can advertise it easily for people to, make researches before we come on air. Please. This is what we are going to do.
Brothers, let me say this. We've spent quite a long time discussing issues, but the fact remains that the most important issues we have now is this issue of our survival as a people.
Exactly. Yes.
You people know have heard what is happening in Lagos
Expressway.
Road, Express Road, and this and they are taking over everywhere. So that is our number one problem now. We have to find out a way to resolve it. But meanwhile, let's continue. Let's continue. Some issues are important. Some are more important than others.
Right.
Let us find out which one is most important and deal with it first and move ahead. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, everybody, for your time.
Biafra. So, I think it was Dr. Egimba who said there's something happening along Express Road, Lagos Express Road, or the Benin Express Road.
Yes, Lagos, they are stopping luxurious buses and killing people there. There have been, some of them are false, some are true, but we don't know which one is which. But there is a problem in the land, whether it is true or false.
Sorry, we have lost him. We quite understand that we have problems in the land. Police authority might come to deny it because they are accomplices, but we have problems in the land, and we have to find ways of defending ourselves. This is what I believe. Yes.
Okay, let me suggest because that's military strategy. How are we going to defend ourselves? Let me start from home, in the villages. In the villages, they should specify certain days when the whole village will go to the farm. Let them not go to the farm individually anymore. They should go in groups. And then when they go in groups, they should assign certain people to be what we call in military, the recognizance. reconnaissance team. Some people call it Reiki team. So while others are working, 2 or 3 people will hide. One of them might be on top of a tree, watching movement, watching those coming, and then alert people through a phone or walkie-talkie about any strange person or any strange movement in the farm. So that is the strategy they have to adopt. They should not go to farm, repeat, they should not go to farm individually anymore. They should go in groups. And when they go in groups, not everybody will be working, will be farming. Some people have to look out. Some people have to be on the lookout team, watching movement in and out of the farm. And then also, they need to be armed. They need to be armed. Don't go to the farm and say you are going to farm alone. Go with armed. They need to be armed. They need to be armed. If you don't arm yourself, then you committed a suicide.
Yeah,
Any person going to the farm needs to be armed. And they should have a lookout party. Somebody that will watch movement in the farm and movement outside the farm. The same thing applies to transportation from Lagos. In the past, they used to have an armed guard guarding the buses. I think that was in the 90s. There used to be an armed guard. So they should reintroduce that back. There could be 2 or 3 armed guards guarding the buses flying on the Lagos route. So that such armed personnel will take care of the people, will at least protect lives and property. So this would be my suggestion. So repeat, nobody should go to the farm alone. And then when going to the farm, have a lookout party. Somebody whose job is just watch and see who is coming in the farm and who is leaving the farm. So with that, I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. You have said it all. There's nothing to add there. That is correct. We must take measures to protect ourselves. While until such a time things will stabilize or we will take absolute control of ourselves. What you said is absolutely correct. So, and I think we will find a way to filter this information to the people. And the best way to do it is that, of course, we all have relations. When we call home, we said how the family season is about to start, when people are going and so on and so forth. This is what you do, this is what you do, this is what to look out for, and so on. And more especially in the villages, whenever you see a suspect, somebody now, let us be honest. Let us be honest. Some people will stop me. Ọtụtụ ajụjụ m aha ga ogene nna ya iwu onye ebe na Igbo ya na-asụrụ m Igbo because ọ na-eleba anya nna otu ya gawụrụ nwa afọ Igbo a na-ahụ anyị anya ga-ihu anyị ị ga-ahụ ga-ihu pịọ Hausa Fulani person ị ga-ahụ a na-ede ha ọ na-adị ha n'ihu their future they show you. So that's what we have to tell our people. And in the village we know who is who now. Everybody man onye bụ onye. So onye mba ị ga-ama na onye onye mba. Gị bịa kpọrọ mmadụ nna gị bịa nna kedụkwanụ ebe ka ị na-aga ya gbachighị nkịtị na-emebu ugbo. That is a suspicion. Gị kpọ ndị mmadụ sị ndị onye onye who are you? Before you know it. So that's what we will be doing.
Yes.
Gradually, one by one, like that, we pass the message. And when they catch the message, have a water. Those people, yes, you think that they are warriors. They are not warriors. They can be cowards as well. So if they know that you know, if they know that you know what they are or what they know, they will take it. I read my case.
Yeah, exactly. I quite agree with both of you, especially where the prof said this using walkie-talkie. That thing helps a lot. If our people will make an arrangement and make available walkie-talkie, for people, it will go a long way to checkmating the excesses of these men. Here in Europe, or let me say precisely Germany, we have types of walkie-talkie that maybe on Douglas Road or where only no Avon be said, we pick it up. Honestly.
Yes, now
Yes.
over a different range.
Yeah,
Now, you know that. Some of them
exactly.
were national reach.
Exactly.
Some of them were national reach. Some of them local reach. Some of them
Exactly.
within the building and so on and so forth.
Exactly. So those who are national reach, when you stay somewhere at Docklands Road, when you're not Kigwe Peak, when you're not any part of the south side, you're just part of Olo, we pick it up. These are the type we need in Biafra. So when we hand it over to some people, any suspicious movement, they will give information. Yes. Then we mobilize at once to know who is the person, who are you, where are you from, where are you going, what is your mission. These are the things we have to do. And once they understand we are well, protected, we do this. They will stay clear. So
yeah, so how do we pass? Dr. Gemba raised a very important question. How do we pass it on to the people?
Now, maybe I think I will
through phone calls, through direct communication, and so on and so forth.
And village meetings and clan meetings.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
What I will do is in the tomorrow next letters, I will give a call to Mode, who is organized the chieftain. I will give him a call and pass this message across to him. I will call other few persons and equally pass this message across to them. Anybody can equally call them and pass this message across. What we have discussed, please.
Okay. Moderator, who is going to pass it on to Calabar people, to Kwayabom?
Yeah, okay. I will call the people.
Why not we do it officially? Let us send some people officially to inform them.
Okay. Then,
so that they know that Biafra, we like to take care of our brothers and sisters.
Okay. Okay. I will inform the headquarters and let them know what to do. That's true. That's okay, sir. I think we have done
enough. People, some of them would claim that they don't have money to buy walkie-talkies. So what do we do?
Yes.
Now, the please, let us start from the known to the unknown. Yes. Walkie-talkie is a high tech and it will cost money. So let us do what we can afford. First of all, direct. I know one or two people in Akwa Ibom I can talk to. Okay. This is what is happening. Talk to your people. Those people, one person will. Word of mouth travel so far, very, very far. We know that very well. So let us start with word of mouth first. We have WhatsApp groups. Everybody this is. If we put it in WhatsApp group, I can guarantee you within 48 hours, more than 500,000 people will get the information. Within a week, the information will spread around. Then the churches, we use churches as well. And all the churches say this is this, this is that, this is that, this is this. Within 1 week, everybody will know what is happening.
Okay, what I will do is tomorrow, apart from the measures we have agreed now to separate the information, tomorrow I put up a written information and circulate in all our sites. That's what I will do as well. So, okay, I think we have really done much today, and it's almost 11 o'clock. We have really achieved much today. Our people are really happy with what we are discussing. From what I'm seeing here on the central screen, they are really responding. They are happy the quality of our discussions here. They're really grateful. So I think today is Wednesday. Our next, I have to inform everybody depending on my schedule, because in the next few days I'll be traveling to Biafra land again. So I will inform everybody when we are going to make the next broadcast. Please bear with me. That's how much we can have for today. I really thank everybody for being part of this particular program. It has been a very quality discussions, and from the responses we have been getting from our people, we are indeed grateful to all of you that have sacrificed time and the confidence to be with you here this evening. More especially, we have to thank immensely Professor Ejirika, who is always available to share his experiences with us, and to Dr. Egeba, who never relents in giving us the best. We thank Umema Students, who is always there from Lagos, Uchenna Okeke, always from Benue State, Uche Diji from Accra, Louis, other people who are always involved, and to Michael Kaha, even HS Nudes, always from Japan. We thank everybody, every Biafran, every Igbo who has been part of this particular evening broadcast. We have to say, God bless you and bless you immensely. From the satellite station of the Voice of Biafra International, Ikenegon has been your moderator. Thank you for being with us, and may God bless you.
And thank you also, Ikenna, for the effort you are putting in. We all appreciate you. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you,
Thank you, sir.